Okay, everybody, welcome to Danny Beach. This is our Community Redevelopment Agency regular meeting, Tuesday, April 9th, 2024 at 6 p.m. Clerk, could we please have a roll call?
Chair Ryan?
Here.
Vice Chair Llewellyn?
Here.
Board Member Davis?
Here.
Board Member James?
Here.
Board Member Salvino?
Here.
Executive Director Chen?
Here.
City Attorney Bootsas?
Here.
Chair, you have a quorum.
All right, thank you very much, Clerk. Are there any citizens' comments today? No? All right. Seeing none, we'll move on to administrative reports. Go ahead, Mr. Chen.
Thank you, Chair. Excuse me. Start off with telling you that yesterday we hosted the Aero Partners monthly meeting here at City Hall. The partners include a pretty comprehensive list of the workforce training assets of Broward County. And we're proud to be members with them. And partly they are part of our network for pushing our programs out. So when we have our business academy or open houses or whatever, we always go to them and they put our information out on their networks as well. For the IP to Market Incubator, at your desk, you'll see our flyers for the open house on April 16th. To date, we have 40 RSVPs for attendance. I find this to be particularly interesting and exciting that we're going to have a national figure, a director of the Department of Energy, and he is the director of the National Nuclear Security Agency for the country. We've invited, of course, all of you, our businesses, local residents. I've also put the notice in the April edition of the Danny Beach Press, and they were kind enough to include a front page article on what's going on with this incubator. The keynote speaker, of course, is Jaleel Hudson, and in addition to his work with nuclear energy and so forth, he is also in charge of the Department of Energy's technology transfer programs, which is his connection to the incubator. I've been telling you for the last 2 months that I was in kind of a push mode for completing the annual report. I'm pleased to advise you that the publication happened on time according to the deadline. I've left all of you hard copies in your mailboxes as well as sending you electronic copies. I hand-delivered copies to Broward County to meet our requirements, and it is posted on our website. A few days later, thanks to Frank and his group, the CRA independent audit was also completed. That is now also posted on our website. So that puts us in complete compliance with state statutes. I'm very pleased to report to you that the missing piece of land on our Phipps and Waiters assemblage has now been secured. We now own 6 adjacent parcels together. That gives us a collection that's representing about a 1/4 acre of land. It now is a fairly viable development site, taking 6 unbuildable pieces, each of them being 25 feet wide. And now with our assemblage, we actually have something that can be built on. I'm going to be looking at some other options for us to continue to expand on the capabilities of that site and our assemblage. And I'll bring that to you for discussion at another meeting. But I'm very happy that we've been able to accomplish that. We bought that on the tax sale auction for Broward County. It would cost us $23,691, which included stock stamps and recording fees. I've had an appraisal done on that. According to the appraisal, with the assemblage value, each of these parcels are worth $45,000 as of March of 2024. Okay.
If I could just give an update also, there's a surplus from the county, so I have applied for the surplus based upon the city's liens. So a lot of that money should come back to the city.
That's right. Okay. And in fact, just I think this morning we received the actual tax deed from the sale. The patch has been busy. We have a big open house on April the 13th. Again, the flyer is at your stations on the dais. Part of that is to kind of make it an official reopening of the patch, but part of it is also to get a reading from the community as to what kind of programs they would like to see, what kind of days and times are convenient to them, so we can start building programs that actually fit the needs and schedules of our community. We're looking forward to that. We're actually going to have some light food and snacks for people who come. And I think they're also arranging some light music. So there'll be entertainment with this open house as well. We're also doing a pop-up market on Sunday, April 21st from 1 to 4. And part of this is because they've come to realize that a lot of people around this neighborhood consider Saturday their Sabbath. So we want to have a program on Sunday so we have a chance to capture more people to catch us schedules and also figure out what we can do for a wider group of our population. On March 19th, we had a large volunteer group from Invitation Homes, and they were very helpful in that group to completely help us finish the clearing of the storm mitigation from last year. We now have a stack of refuse at the north end of the property, and there is a 30-yard dumpster there that's going to be loaded this week to finally clear all the debris and so forth that occurred from those storms. This morning, I had a conference call with the corporate headquarters of Invitation Homes. The patch is receiving the first annual grant competition from Invitation Homes in the amount of $53,000, specifically for the build out of our raised beds to help waterproof us and flood-proof us through the future. So the program that we talked about in February that was led to the decision to keep the patch where it's at, we now will have funding to completely do all of the raised beds that were contemplated in that discussion. With your approval, I would like to set up a check receipt ceremony, maybe at our next board meeting. They're actually talking about they very much like to come and meet you and continue their participation with us as volunteers at the patch. Okay?
Do we have a consensus? Yes, we have consensus.
Thank you. I've included several pictures to try to give you a sense. The next page, the pictures are actually the volunteers from Invitation Homes. And they actually did a lot of manual labor. It was one thing to clean all the debris out of the beds and out of the growing areas of the patch, but it was a whole nother thing to take all that debris to the north end of the site so it could be collected with a dumpster. And the next page, there's a picture of the heap of refuse that was actually taken from cleaning that out. And for the dumpster, I want to express appreciation to Denser, who's made arrangements to have a dumpster delivered to the site, to the patch, so that we actually have something to put all this stuff in and get rid of it. I won't go into all the text in this because there's just a lot of things. We have managed to get all of the areas cleaned up. We have already started the transfer of all the grow bags and pots to the raised beds. One of the things that we were faced with that we discussed in the middle of last year was the restoration of our irrigation system. We had 3 quotations that roughly range from about $30,000 to $35,000. I am working with Fruitful Fields, and right now they're giving a proposed estimate for restoring our irrigation system of about $12,000. So we'll save about half of that. I will work with Frank in purchasing to make sure we do this properly to set up that, and I'll bring you a separate contract for Fruitful Fields for them to do the irrigation work. We're also working to set up more and a variety of community engagement events. We are re-engaging with the schools for school programs and volunteer places. We're setting up a thing that's being called a break spot to try to invite seniors and neighborhood people to come and sit at the patch to have their lunches and actually use it as kind of an in-neighborhood park. So with that, again, I won't bore you with reading all the narrative of this report. It is there. But I think you can see there's a lot of progress happening. And my next report will be to describe to you the construction schedule that we'll use for spending $53,000 to build those raised beds. So with that, that concludes my executive report.
All right, thank you very much, Director Chen. Great report. Happy to hear the progress. Let's hear from some of the board members. Board Member James?
Yes, thank you. For the April 24th pop-up shop, is there any other information on that? What type of vendors? I know that I may know several people that may or may want to participate in are they just food vendors? Are they health vendors? What are you open to?
Okay, that is for the April the 21st.
Oh, April 21st?
Yes. And the vendors that are being done on that, over the years, the patch has established a number of relationships with different farms and growers who also produce, non-GMO and organic type of produce. It's to help to bring them back with the reopening of the patch so that we can work with them and offer a wider range of fruits and vegetables to our neighbors when we're open. I would say there's no limitation or restriction to our vendors. If you would, just ask them to contact the patch and we'll be happy to include them in that schedule.
Yes, I think that a diverse scene of different vendors allows a different audience to come in contact with the patch and to see different possibilities of people who may have not come and seen what's there other than just growers. So I think that whenever we are going to have a pop-up, we should think of different disciplines or different industries that can come and have their own little pop-up, and they bring their following there, and it's more, it's a wider reach for the patch.
I think the objective of this is to let the wide range of people on both sides of the table, let them know that the patch is open, active, and back in business.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll
by all means.
have them reach out to you.
Thank you.
And also, I think that, I would be open to doing a promo video or something to help promote this April 13th. Oh, that's too late, April 13th. But in the future, or maybe even for the pop-up shop, I think you could utilize the board or some of us that don't mind helping to get in front of a video and help promote it so we can share it on our social media sites and we can then have a wider reach if you work with Nanette and Suzette.
Thank you. I think that would be a very nice thing to do. It would show the reemergence, I guess, of the patch and its relationship with the neighborhood. That would be great. Thank you. We'll make that arrangement.
Thank you.
Okay, any other comments? Board Member Salvino?
I'm just happy to see that there's the cleanup on the patch looks good compared to what it did look like. I can tell you from the start of our conversation to this point, there's been a lot of cleanup, and it's impressive what they've done. So it's a feel-good feeling to see that accomplishments are happening. I just want to say thank you for all that.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Board Member. Director Chen, I'm really happy that we were able to get that 6th parcel of land. Some cities have this issue where the municipality owns certain pieces of property and it's separated by another parcel. People go and they bid high on that because they know that the city wants that. So very good job on that. I know you had one other bidder, right?
Actually, there were 4 bidders in that auction, including myself. So it was actually a for real auction.
Okay. Yeah, so very good work on that. Very good work on that. It's great that we really get to make that parcel whole now. It's about a quarter acre. It's at about 10,000 square feet. So it's strange how it's shaped, but there's something potential that we could do with that. And I look forward to the future plans with that as well.
Thank you.
All right. And great job on getting the funding for the patch as well. Yeah, that helps.
If I may, I'd like to recognize Bianca Maria Baccarosi, who is our lead farm coordinator. She actually established a relationship with the volunteer group when they came in. They kept talking with her, and they made the connection. It was the volunteers that connected the dots with their new grant program at the corporate facility, and they put us into the application. And that's resulted in this $53,000 grant that we're receiving. So that started from the interaction with our lead coordinator.
Great to hear. Anybody else? Anybody? Any direction? No? All right. We don't have any presentations, so we'll go on the consent agenda. Clerk, yeah, our next meeting is March 12th, 2024. So, yeah.
No, that's the minutes.
Minutes,
Sorry,
minutes.
do we have approval for the minutes? I'm sorry. Do we have approval for the minutes of March 12th, 2024? I'm sorry, my thing's. It just like all shut off on me. There we go. Yeah, just. Okay, Commissioner James makes a motion to approve the consent agenda. Board Member James makes a motion to approve the consent agenda, and Vice Chair Llewellyn seconds the motion. All in favor say aye. Aye. All right, motion passes unanimously. We have no proposals and bids, no discussion and possible action. Board member comments. All right, hold on, let me get you back in here. Okay, we'll start with Board Member Davis.
Thank you, Chair. I'm going to reiterate some of the comments that I've heard. I know, Director Chin, a lot of times during your evaluation, I spoke to you about tangibles, and I can really see through this report that we're actually seeing a lot of tangibles getting done, getting completed, and I'm very happy to see the extra parcel, the patches back, the hard work that's gone into it, the partnerships that we've made with the fruitful fields, and I'm really happy to see the graphic design has stepped up. I love both this open house for the patch and for the open house that's coming up. So I see a lot of positive things, and I am happy to support, happy to promote the patch in any way that we can up here. And I think that was a great idea by Board Member James to promote the patch. I think there's going to be a lot more excitement involving the schools, the businesses, and communities going forward. So thank you for really bringing these tangibles to our meeting this evening. Appreciate it. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you, Board Member James.
Yes, I just have three things. I'm not sure if the rebuilding together was CRA or city because it was outside of CRA limits. Can you expand on that?
Yes, the rebuilding together, they go around the neighborhoods trying to collect applications for qualified homeowners. When they find houses that qualify outside of the CRA, they just go ahead and do them.
Okay, yeah, so I had a good time mingling and going out there and visiting. When I saw it out west, I was like, wait a minute, all the way out there, but it was really good. You know, they have a disabled son, they have a great story, and anytime that we can reach anyone, I think that it's a great opportunity. And even if it crosses outside of those boundaries, as long as we're doing what is required legally to be able to make that happen, I'm always in support of that. And so I was able to do that. I wanted to ask, and maybe it's on the agenda, when is our budget workshop for the CRA? Because I think that that's important that we're having it.
We have a
with the
budget
city.
workshop coming up in May. I don't remember the specific date.
Okay. Okay, so we have one in May. Okay, great. And then I wanted to check back in on the positions, the vacancies that we have in the CRA as we go into another budget session, where we are on that.
We've held on that. It's been tabled, but with your question, I'd like to actually do an active recruiting to replace Bill Harris's position. I think a business person who can go out and dedicate their time and hours visiting our businesses is very important to us. If you're all right, I'd like to move forward with that.
Okay, I thought there was some conversation on what the position should have been. I'm not sure up here there was some conversation, but why are the other positions being tabled?
Well, one of them was filled with Denise as the
Yes, yes, outside of
executive
Denise.
assistant. The other position was Bill Harris's position, and then there is a third position that frankly I'm just not moving into right now, and that is a deputy director's position. I think we kind of need to see the direction that the CRA is headed and what we actually need in job skills to go with that. But with your approval, I mean, we had already budgeted, it was part of our plan to have that business manager's position. I'd very much like to go ahead with that.
Was there someone on this team that said something about this position before? I can't remember, that said that they didn't feel like we needed that exact position?
I tell you what, some of that I'll take responsibility for. I was uncomfortable with basically jumping in and just filling that position that was.
No, I'm
built.
not talking about filling it. I was talking about one of us as board members. So is everyone okay with that?
With filling that position?
Yeah, 'cause
I just
someone
don't,
has, oh, it
I
was,
think we
it
did
was you,
discuss this
Chair.
before. I don't think it's necessary right at the moment.
That another person, I think we need another person in CRA. I do not think that just Denise and Michael Chin, with the expectations that we have, can fulfill all of the needs of the CRA. Now, whatever the positions are called, I'm not married to them. I'm open for discussion for that.
Yeah,
but we
like I
need to do
said, that
something.
specific position, it didn't make as much sense, I didn't think, for what we currently needed in the CRA. Like Director Chen said, he kind of wants to see the direction the CRA is heading in. What was Bill's, it was business development,
An attraction.
business attraction?
Yes,
Economic development.
Yeah,
he was basically the business support manager.
Whatever it is, I think that we as a collective group need to come up with something so a position can be filled and someone can actively go out there and do work. Whatever it is, whatever we decide, sooner than later, next meeting or something, like we're handicapping.
I just don't want to just get a position just to have a position. You know what I mean? As much as, yeah, we talk about vacancies on US 1 and store shops, a position that CRA is not really going to make a difference in that, if you ask me. You know, that it doesn't influence the market or what type of tenants are available or what the landlord's asking. Of course, I think our CRA could use a little more help, but I would just like to kind of shape that position a little better and have more direction on what who we are hiring.
Okay,
Yeah.
should we at least entertain getting someone from a temp agency to help? Like, we need workers. I mean,
Well, I think it's up
something
to
in the
Director
interim,
Chen,
not,
right?
well, Director Chin wants to have this position.
You want that same exact?
And actually, let me describe this. To me, the importance of this position is that we need to be out and calling on and being in front of our businesses. It's a two-sided, it's a two-way street. We need to be out there and letting our business know the programs that we have and that we're here to support them. All right. Conversely, we need to be in contact with our businesses to find out what they need and what we can be doing to assist them for greater success. That is the primary part. That's the whole idea behind doing Bravo visits with businesses. It's critically important for both sides of this equation to have that. And Bill was starting to do that. It took him a little while to get used to that kind of interaction with people that he knew so well. But he was getting to where we were able to contact 15 or 20 businesses a month. And I think it's really important for us to keep doing this. And it's kind of a critical time for it because the economy is booming. We need to be there to figure out how we can best support our business and help them grow and be more successful.
My point with that is, what businesses are we focusing on? You know, it's easy, yeah, to partner with Dania Highlight and Dania Point and just say, yeah, we're talking to businesses. I would really like to talk to the small businesses more and focus on them. Like I said, with the facade grant, it was great what we saw done with that. We don't, with the new restaurant that we have over there on Dania Beach Boulevard, that's a great story, you know, and it's developing into a good story. And it was a great thing that we could help them with that facade grant. So that's kind of more of the focus I want to see. New incoming businesses, more mom and pop shops, you know, small businesses in Dania. Like I said, not focusing so much on Spirit Airlines and Bass Pro Shops and Publix and, you know what I mean, Dania Highlight.
Mayor, that is exactly what I'm talking about. I mean, we need to have good relationships with our major businesses, but the importance of this is really with our small businesses. they're the ones that we're actually in a position to have an influence and help on. Frankly, Spirit Airlines, they like to see when we get our check, but they don't need us for their operation, all right? But the small businesses of Dania Beach will prosper and do better if we're able to help them, give them assets and resources to understand how to better operate their business. That's what we're looking for. That's what this position's really for.
Yeah, I would just like to develop it and get a little more specifics on that position. That's all.
Do you
I'd be
do you
happy
want
to
to bring
meet
it to
with
the
you.
next meeting? I know we have other discussion regarding it, but in addition to that discussion, is that an item that you would want to bring to the next meeting and kind of I don't know. It's up to you all. I just wanted to bring it up because I know that the CRA cannot continue to survive with 2 people. It's unrealistic. So whatever we decide to move forward with, I'm okay with, but something has to happen. So I'll wait for the rest of the dialogue.
Board Member Davis?
Yes, thank you. I am in agreement with getting that position filled. I do see that Bill's position was, if you're really out there pounding the pavement, recruiting different businesses, just like you told us, Bianca, went out there, it's through those conversations, it's through those face-to-face, in-person contacts, it's through having a designated person specifically for those businesses. Just like the chair said, I think you're already giving him the direction, and he has that direction to work with the small businesses. So having somebody that you can specifically point to go out to the small businesses, see what they need, us provide the resources, but also recruiting new businesses. That is also what I have been talking to with other colleagues about in the area, how we can better support our small businesses. So I think that position is necessary if there's direction that we want to give him. I don't know that it requires an entire workshop to do. We do have a position that already has many of those items or many of those skill sets already embedded within it. So I am in favor of filling that position, and whatever direction in addition to what's already there, we can go ahead and move forward with that. Thank you.
Vice Chair?
Thank you. I don't know that we need to go through and revisit that position again as far as what the responsibilities are. I know Mr. Chen spent a great deal of time putting together the job description on that and the requirements and the ideas behind it, and they were developing it at the time. And unfortunately, the person who was in it was unable to complete doing the job. But there were a number of reasons, and it was predominantly about small business, not necessarily about large businesses, but about small businesses and spending time with them. That was a big part of it, and I know that Bill spent a lot of time going around and meeting with a lot of small businesses. I don't really have so much of a problem with going ahead and filling that, but I do think you need to hold off on everything else because, I mean, as it was just noted, there were a lot of things that were done, and there's only 2 people in the department right now. So to go ahead and say that you need additional people when we're actually seeing a lot more getting accomplished, I think is a little premature at this point. So I don't have a problem with refilling the business attraction and investment position. But I don't think we need to go forward with any others right now until we see where it's going.
Yeah, I believe that position is a very unique position. It was pretty much almost created just for Bill in a way. You know, he was a vice mayor here, and he was very in touch with the community beforehand. So, like I said, it sounds like a great position, but it's going to take a very special person to fill that. So, you know, you almost need like a local in a way. You need someone that lives in Dania to do it because it's very unique. Like I said, it was very unique to Bill's preference. You know, the CRA, look what Director Chen did, you know, with just one more hire, right? And of course, I think we get another one in there, it would definitely assist. But like I said, I just wanted to just take a step back and reevaluate it. That's why we kind of paused it for a moment in the first place. So I'm not opposed to the CRA definitely getting more help and more staff, but you know, if we're going to spend 6 figures on a position to, you know, change 2 facades that we spend 40 grand on, it doesn't make sense to me, you know. So I just want to make sure that we really have our ducks in a row when it comes to filling a new position and having the exact direction of what we want. And it does, like I said, it sounds like a great position, you know, it sounds wonderful to business and investment director, right? But when you go out there and you walk down US 1, it's not as easy as you think. So that's just the point I'm making. And like I said, it would take a very unique person. It may take a couple months to even find the right person. Who knows? But
Yes.
exactly. I'm having conversation about it with you guys, and I appreciate Board Member James for bringing it up. But yeah, those are my opinions. Anybody else want to touch on it? Board Member Salvino. All right. Are you done with your comments? We're still. Oh, you're done. Okay. Wait. Are we still on this topic? We can stay on this topic, or we can move on.
Yeah, I just want to have some direction. I know that we're kind of split, but okay, so you're saying hold off until when, like, I need a plan of.
Well, I'm thinking of this right now on the spot, like you.
Okay,
when
so
it comes
do you
to,
want to revisit it next meeting? I just need
Yeah,
some
I
sort
think,
of direction.
Yeah, let's discuss it next meeting. We could all wrap our.
Well, the
wrap our
budget is
minds
on the
around it.
28th. Thanks, Maxine, of May.
It's already budgeted for.
Well, yeah, we've budgeted for positions and they're taking it out the budget for
Yeah,
even the
I
city.
just want to
so
make
I'm
sure
okay.
we just have clear definition. That's all. Yeah, of the position that we're filling.
Okay, so we'll discuss it next meeting. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know what else.
And that's one way to do it. Another way to do it is I can circulate the job description to each of you. And basically, if you have any comments or if you'd like to meet face to face, we can have that conversation. And meanwhile, I can work with Linda to initiate a recruitment based on your specific comments on a face-to-face basis. Mayor, I'm always available to meet with you. If that would be another way to do it, and frankly, you wouldn't waste a month for the recruitment because this is a tough market to find good people.
Well, if comments are going to change what that recruitment is, then we all need to be aware of that. So you wouldn't be able to say, go along with the recruitment, see what our comments are, and then merge that into that, and we don't know. I definitely don't want to do that.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm saying I'm open for any. I just don't want to say, okay, start the recruitment and then get comments from everyone. And if I've changed things and it's something that you all aren't in agreement to, and
Do we
they've started
have that job
recruiting.
description available for us to look at?
You weren't here when that position was filled. So we
They have it. Linda worked on it. With
He's the only one that had it, right? Okay.
correct.
And I can tell you, the current job description that was designed, that was the job description that Bill held, that was done for the transition between the previous person that had that position.
It was crafted. It was catered.
There was a lot of thought process, and really the major piece of it, when you come right down to it, all the detail and bullet points and that type of stuff, it's really a position to develop relationships with our small businesses. That's what the whole purpose of it is. That's the primary piece, so that we better understand how we can support them, and they know they have a friend here that when they have issues and so forth, they have someone to come to, and we can help them.
Okay, I'm going to move forward. You can finish it up, Mayor, when it's your turn, or whatever you want to do.
Is your comment?
I was asking what we wanted to do.
I think that we have direction to move forward with that position from what I'm seeing on the dais. Right? Yes. I could see it just the next two right next to me. So we have. But I would like I said, I would just like to further define the position. Maybe tweak it a little bit. That's all.
If we go out for recruitment, I don't know how we can tweak it without coming back. Is what I'm saying.
Well, I just think if once you've had a chance to review the job description and you have anything else that you want to add, if it's anything different, then, we can come back and discuss it. But if it's not anything different, then we should just be able to go ahead and move forward with what we have, so.
Okay, so we can move forward pending the mayor's comfortability with it.
It's not just me. You guys are. It's 4-1. It's no big
No,
deal.
it's not. I'm not 4-1. I'm not.
I'm just saying it's fine, and we had our discussion on it. So.
You have human resources right here.
Okay.
Come on, Linda.
My poor comments.
So just quickly, that position was just recently recruited for, and then it was put on hold. So we have a couple qualified applicants already. The job description was very recently reviewed by Michael, the Business Attraction Investment Manager, so it's very recent. I don't know how, right now in this market, I don't know that those couple qualified applicants are still gonna be interested, but we can open this up within the next day or two. So if the position needs to be filled, which it sounds like needs to be filled, then, we can do that very quickly for you.
Thank you.
Okay, I have consensus to fill that position from the board?
Yeah, I was gonna talk about,
Well, you'll talk after this.
okay.
All in favor, say aye.
Whatever you say, Chair.
All in favor, say aye.
You said
Come on, please. All in favor, say aye. Raise your hand. Raise your hand if you are in favor of filling the position.
I didn't get a chance to speak. I have entitled to speak.
All right, let's have further discussion on this.
Everybody else, I sat quietly while everybody else talked, and I'm asking for respect the same way.
We wanted you to touch in on this specific subject that
I said,
Board Member
well, I'm
James
gonna
brought
talk
in.
about this specific subject. I just sat back and listened, Chair, and until I felt it was proper time to speak about it, and until I made my comments, if that's okay. Is it all right?
No.
Okay, I'll pass. No, I'm not. My consensus is yes.
Thank you. All right, so we have consensus to fill the position.
Thank you.
All right, Board Member James, do you have any more? Board Member James, do you have any more comments?
I did, but I've forgotten it now, so I'm gonna reserve the rest. So go ahead. I forgot the rest of it.
Board Member Salvino?
Okay, well, part of my comments were in regard to the position. So as far as that goes, I know that everybody had a lot of respect for the position that Bill had and that the hard work he put into it. And if everybody looks at the position that was there, he accomplished quite a bit. And some of the things that I listened to is that it's a hard position to fill, but I think that there's a lot of qualified people in this world that have energy and have charisma enough to go out there and meet with businesses and so on that had experienced other places. It's not like it's something new to everybody, and that they can go out there and do that. I felt that position was very created. Was created in it. I think it was something that just happened, and when it happened, he made it into a bigger and better situation and brought a lot of people to interested in our city and was bringing it back to us with certain information that really was informative to the commission and the dais. I feel that that position is something if Linda had qualified, or if we go back again, it's up to Director Chin to evaluate that with her with the position and see if that person's qualified. I would be very particular though in that person because of what he accomplished. That we just don't hire somebody that comes out there that you got to feel it out and make sure it works well. But I thought that position was well. As far as in the businesses itself too, I think there's a reach that we haven't reached out for. When we start looking at businesses that are only existing in brick and mortar or whatever, I think that we have a list of businesses that are on business licenses that are there, and I don't see why we can't send out letters to these businesses for volunteer or donated time, like when we do the projects on homes and we improve homes. Why can't we call other painters and builders and roofers and people to ask if they'd like to volunteer to these things? I think we exclude them from asking them to participate. And I think that when we start talking about small businesses, they should be included in that as well. And we should be able to send out something to ask them. I think you'd be surprised how many people want to give back to their community, and especially when they expose themselves and expose their business to it. That they're out there, donating their time and efforts to help other people. So these are just some of the ideas that I would like to bring to the board. But I, whatever the position as the majority rules, as I'm fine with what we were talking about. I just think that with that one or two positions, but I think the fourth position needs to be set back a little bit until we get the third position filled and then get a path that we're on. But I think that the CRA, after this meeting that we had tonight, I felt is one of the most effective meetings that we've had in a while, where we have some accomplished projects that were done and things were, we got some answers to things, and we see it in the pictures you showed us and the improvements in the patches. And I got excited about that. And I think it's something that we're moving forward with, and each step that we take and each person we put in there to help build the CRA back up again is going to create a bigger and better patch in our city, along with the lots that you acquired through the Broward County, the extra lot. And if we get something going there too as well, it's a big step for the CRA, and I think tonight was a good meeting, and I'm in support, Chair, that that we should get that person involved and let the director make that choice along with the HR director and get something that would be beneficial. If you can't find that person, then you maybe change the description of the job. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Board Member Salvino. Vice Chair?
I'm not even gonna add any more to it. I already made my comments on that particular position. And I'm gonna defer my comments till the commission meeting. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Vice Chair. All right, everybody, nice productive meeting today. Happy to see the progress the CRA has made. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Okay. One down.